video. Oh gosh. What up, though? Happy Turkey Day. Let's not forget today is where our native ancestors were slaughtered by the white man. Okay? So, I'm gonna come on here real quick because I got stuff to do today. I got a real busy weekend. Um, I started school recently, so that's been taking up most of my time, which I hate, but it is what it is. So today's video is going to be about what selling your soul actually means. I don't want to even say misconception of it, but what selling your soul means and how celebrity culture is pretty much phasing out. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you why. All right, so a lot of people always want to point at somebody and be like, "Oh, he sold his soul. He's selling his soul. He's selling his soul," but they don't really know what that actually means. Okay, and a lot of times I want to make the reference too because 95% of people are already selling their souls. Okay, and I'm gonna explain to you how. All right, so there are two contexts in which selling your soul occurs. Okay, so the first context is I'm sure the most popularized, the one that y'all want to hear about, is a celebrity selling your soul. It's not even really selling your soul, it's just so what they do is they do rituals. Okay, which, so if this is you, they come to you and be like, listen, we need you to be a vessel for this energy. Okay, because a lot of the elites and those in the 5% of the wealth gap, a lot of them, like I said, do practice magic. All right, so they come to you, be like, listen, we need you to take on this persona. Now, I don't really think they tell them like, we need you to embody this entity so it can do its job, because these elites, they get their magic from you could say lower level spirits. Okay, so lower level spirits, they will grant you wealth and power. You just have to do what they require, and one of the things that they require is to inhabit a human vessel so they can do their will. I've explained this example before, like in Insidious. Okay, so in Insidious, when they go to the other side, they have to be careful because a lot of those spirits on the other side that you see, they want to inhabit the they want to inhabit a vessel so they can actually reanimate themselves and actually experience the human experience so they can do whatever the fuck they want to do, is which 9 times out of 10 is some fuck shit. Okay, because they feed off of doing evil ass shit to people who are of low will. Okay, so in the music industry, when they say selling your soul, so this is you and this is your soul. They're merged, or your spirit, well, your soul, they're merged together as one. So what they do is they initiate a ritual. Like I said, they come to you and be like, listen, we need you to embody this persona, and in return, we'll give you fame and riches. All right, so being desperate, you want a record label, you've been struggling, you've been broke for 15, 20, 10 years. 9 times out of 10, most humans have weak wills, so they're going to do it anyway. Okay, so what they do is they do a ritual that encompasses you. Now the ritual can be many things, and I'm about to explain it in a minute. So this is you, this is the soul. So what they do is they do a ritual that separates you and your soul. Now the soul, your soul is never really gone from you. It's just really you can say it feels like it's out of reach. Okay, so in this middle space is where that entity comes in between you and your soul. So this middle space where my face is, imagine that space being where the entity comes in, and they do, they take over the vessel of the celebrity or the person who was agreeing to the ritual. And then they go about and they enact and they do what the entity wants to do. Okay, it can be dressing different, communicating a message, basically being an influence so humans can worship it and so that the entity has power. Okay, so like I said, you're never really separated from the soul. They do the ritual so the vessel and the vessel soul can be split so the entity can come through. Okay, so this is why sometimes you hear celebrities or certain music artists, they make really weird ass music, and they be like, oh, I can't find my soul, or it's getting really dark, and like some of them heavy rock metal people, and some R&B artists, and some are also rap artists. You might hear them say something that's a little weird. It's because that entity is between them and their soul. And a lot of humans do not understand. A lot of humans don't have the willpower to either balance it out or just end the contract. Okay, because a lot of people don't understand how to manipulate energy in the mind and in the ethereal body. Okay, so that is version 1 of selling your soul. Now, the typical version of selling your soul is doing something that you don't want to do for some type of gain. Perfect example of this which is most what everybody is doing, is that job that you fucking despise, that job that you gotta get up for at 5 o'clock in the morning, and your body and your spirit is screaming at you, I don't want to go to this job. We need to rest. I don't want to go to this job. But your mind is telling you, I have to go to this job because I got bills, I got a car note, kids need diapers, my grandma need a wig. So you got all these things. you got you got all of these things conflicting within you. But you sacrifice your well-being and you sacrifice what your soul really wants for money, for a paycheck. Okay, so that's what selling your soul means. It is participating in an activity that internally and emotionally you do not want to do, but you feel like you have to do it because you're getting some gain, and 9 times out of 10, well, 10 times out of 10, that gain is fiat currency. And this is what, the people who rule this world, I call them the elites. This is what the 1% does. Okay, they keep the wealth gap they keep the wealth gap wide. Okay, all of the peasants and the working class are down here. They give their life force, while the rich stay rich, and that's the game. So I have to convince you, I have to send you to school, I have to cut off your creativity, I have to make you learn a curriculum that I made up that is in a small ass box. If you don't remember this shit, if you don't remember this information, you're not smart. Okay, if you can't memorize a curriculum that I designed, you're not considered smart, you're not considered intelligent. But if you can, you're considered a modeled citizen of society, and you're a great candidate to work till you're 65, and then you'll get another 20 years to enjoy, then you die, then you reincarnate, then you start over again. Okay, so to truly sell your soul means doing things that you don't want to do because you feel like what is gained you need. So for example, I fucking hated the military. I hated the military. It will be times where I'm not a morning person. I do not like getting up in the morning. I don't like white people telling me what to do, especially not no white man telling me what to do. Okay, I don't like being undermined. I just don't like taking orders, especially from white people. It just don't sit right in my spirit. So that's why I only did 4 years. I used that money to start my business and to support my stripping on the side. So I bought me a whole bunch of boots and my outfits to start my stripping career, and I got the fuck out. Okay, but it was to the point where, especially I was a meteorologist, so it will be times where I would have to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and be there at 5 because I lived on base, and every fiber in my body was drained. Like in the military, you have to plan your life around your job. A lot of people do that. I don't agree in fucking doing that. I don't agree in doing that. It drives me insane. My soul almost died. And then it's like you gotta kind of, because even when I was in boot camp, I noticed like the split in consciousness. I watched people be reprogrammed. So like I said, luckily I started to get in consciousness right before I went into boot camp. So I started watching my Young Pharaohs and my Signetters and all that shit. This is when I was back into, consciousness and shit, really trying to figure this shit out. And I watched people literally, like a computer, like get a new hard drive, download it, and I had to pretend like I also understood this program. But in reality, I'm just like, you know what? I need to join the military because I'm tired of living with my aunt. These motherfuckers don't clean up after themselves. I was just tired. I was just tired of living with my cousin and my aunt. So I sold my soul to the government for about 5 years, even though it's something I really didn't want to do. But I had to get out of Detroit, so it is what it is. So, yeah. So you really gotta, and I'm not judging. Because we all gotta do what we gotta do. Okay, we say that we want the matrix to crumble, but in reality, there are certain systems in the matrix that support other people. Like, for example, it's people right now, certain veterans. If the matrix was to crumble right now, and the veterans couldn't get their checks, you feel me? Like, or certain people who have life insurance policies and shit, and they genuinely need that money so they can be buried. So it's like, yeah, we talk about, the matrix crumbling, but there are systems in play. Like, it can't completely crumble how niggas want it to crumble. And you gotta understand too, people who constantly want the matrix to crumble are usually like who talk about it all the time, and who really want it to be destroyed for real, are really people who ain't got nothing going on in their life. Okay, so be wary of people. Like, I'll be side-eyed motherfuckers who used to be like, oh, this world needs to end. Oh, all this money and all this other, thank you. All this money and all this stuff is just evil, and all women want is money, and you got just be careful of losers who have nothing going on, trying to wish that the matrix would crumble and we live like the book of Eli, because you're not really doing anything with your life. Okay, the whole goal is we adapt, is to make the matrix work for you. Hack the matrix. Okay, now there are obviously certain programs in the matrix that are not necessarily in alignment with that are not just. We can say that. We can all agree that certain things in the Navy are not morally questionable. I'm not denying that. However, be wary of people who want the matrix to crumble because they ain't got shit going on in their life. You better get up and make shit work. Okay. Now, point number 2. Celebrity culture is crumbling. Okay. So I got this download from earlier this year. Somebody told me this earlier this year, about how eventually current celebrity culture is kind of on its way out. Okay, and then since the beginning of the year, there's been periods through like the spring and the summer. I've had other people also get this download too, so now I'm starting to observe it and kind of see it. Okay, so when we talk about the age of Aquarius, what this age is asking you to do is not to be no fucking monk, or not to be no all-knowing sage. It's to get humanity just to vibrate a little bit higher. Okay, even if it's at least get, because the average density here is the 3rd dimensional density. If we can at least get motherfuckers to the 4th dimensional density to at least be aware that, hey, there are other worlds going on, like they don't have to be super conscious and super knowledgeable, but just be aware that there are different dimensions in certain worlds outside of the physical realm. If we can at least get humans to like that, then Earth is happy. Okay, you don't have to, or be at least the fifth dimensional consciousness. Motherfucker, you don't have to be a 6th dimensional being. Most people would not make it to 6th dimensional consciousness in this world, and that's okay. But at least just come up Earth is just asking humans just come up a little bit, just at least come up to fourth dimensional density. At least acknowledge that the fact that there's more to life than your physical eyes and your and your fiat currency and your cards and stuff like that. Like I said, that shit's cool to have. Trust me, I know I'm gonna be rich. I know that. I know I'm gonna have a bust down watch. I'm gonna have my paper route empire chain, and I'm gonna have my properties and my penthouses and my cars. I know I'm gonna be balled out, but I also know I also going to be aware that there's more to this physical reality than materialism. Okay, so in the most recent years, there have been a lot of celebrities who have gotten famous off of, you can say, less favorable traits, okay? And the reason why they are famous, the reason why people are responding to that is because that certain celebrity is resonating or has resonated with, you could say, the current human collective. And the current human collective have been third dimensional mindless zombies who just consume, and they create their fake ass worlds, and they believe that, you know, work, you die, retirement, you're supposed to ball, and then you die, and that's it. Okay, you know what I'm talking about, the mindless zombies that don't really think about, why are we here? Are there other worlds out here? Do extraterrestrials exist? Okay, so you got people in that mindset who don't even think like that. You got people who really just believe that you are literally born to work and get a career and to die. And there's more to life than that. You should have a choice. Okay, so the current celebrity culture has been aimed toward people who are in a lower vibrational density. Now, eventually we're going to start seeing a lot of celebrities kind of fall away or make their way out, or even celebrity trends that used to be famous. I mean, they used to be popping 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. They're no longer going to be like that. Certain celebrities, the people are eventually going to get tired, you know, of cliche celebrities doing cliche shit. Okay, it's because those qualities that those people used to be famous, you can say are lower vibrational. Okay, and usually it's inauthentic too. Inauthentic. So a lot of these celebrities have gotten their fame from being inauthentic. All right. Now, the new wave of celebrities are going to be a mixture of, you can say, chosen ones, people who are at least here to give new consciousness and new awareness to human beings. Okay, because if you were to talk about the shit right now, like I said, we're slowly progressing, but the stuff that I talk about, a lot of people are not going to be receptive to this because they're still in third dimensional density. And what does physics say? Usually things in different vibrations and different frequencies. You ever try to talk to a motherfucker who's super religious and don't really understand how science and physics work and how the mind is related to their outside world and how, you know, the simulation works? They're really fucking dense. Like, if they're really stuck in the third dimensional reality and just consumers, trying to talk to them about consciousness, they're literally not gonna hear you. Literally not gonna hear you. So don't even bother. Like, unless they ask and have a curiosity, okay, then you tell them, and then maybe get them to think and plant the seed, and you go. Okay, but for the most part, motherfuckers on the lower density, when you try to be consciousness and awareness to them, they ain't trying to hear that. You already know today is Thanksgiving, so most of y'all should know. Don't be talking to your family about consciousness, cause they brain don't have the capacity to receive that based on the programs that they already have. Like I said, the brain is literally a computer. Like, based on their current software, the new software that you're trying to present to them, it's not going to register. And that's where, you know, that's where the agent Smith archetype come from. And, you know, they yell at you and talk to you about Jesus and tell you how you can go to hell and all that type of shit, and it's a mess, honey. So don't even bother. Okay, so in the new wave of celebrity culture, you're going to see more people who are more authentic okay, who are actually themselves. So you can already kind of see. I know different people got mixed feelings about them, but I like Cardi B. Okay, a lot of people from all social classes, and I looked at Cardi B's chart. A lot of people from different social classes and age groups like Cardi B. They genuinely like her because she's authentic. Okay, she's not, sometimes like for example, Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian is not really authentic in her image because there have been people who analyze her, how she talks on television versus how she talks in real life. And that's why her daughter North be checking her like, why you talk like that? Or what does my mom do? That's why North be clocking her all the time, because North is a part of the new generation who are going to be themselves. And literally, by simply being yourself, you're going to send out, you can say, a radio signal of other people who are also on your frequency. And then that's going to be the new celebrity culture. But all your Kylie Jenners and your Paris Hilton, because even Paris Hilton has said for years, she has played the dumb bimbo. She built her brand by playing the dumb bimbo. And when you really hear Paris Hilton speak and talk, Paris Hilton, she's an Aquarius. She's really, really, really intelligent. Like, she's really intelligent. So she said, throughout my entire career, I had to build a whole persona of speaking in a certain way and doing things a certain way because that's what people wanted at the time. At the time, they wanted that dumb blonde, airheaded, super sexy persona, and that was hot in celebrity culture. But now that's no longer working. This is why a lot of people, and I'm genuinely talking about in the Black American community, this is why a lot of people be trying to be it girls, okay? But everybody trying to be an it girl by dressing the same, looking the same, wearing the same wig, speaking on the same stuff. Now everybody want to fucking go to Pilates and shit, and they consider that shit being an it girl. How are you going to be? That's like back then, maybe like 20 years ago, you could probably get away with kind of putting on that it girl persona and then you blowing up from that. But that's not going to fly no more. Now the new celebrities are going to be people who are actually authentic to themselves. And like, it's the perfect person I can definitely see who is ushering in that new age in that new wave of celebrity is Cardi B. So Cardi B is going to be here for a long, long, long time. And she also represents, like I said, just being authentic. She don't have to put on a persona as Cardi B. She lets you know who she is, what she is, where she is. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you just don't. Okay, so, and that's why people of all social demographics, colors, creeds, social classes, that's why they love her so much, because she's authentic. And it's something about her vibration that she can appeal to everybody. Whites, blacks, Hispanics, Italians. Okay, so that is going to be new celebrity culture, is those who are being authentic, not those who put on a persona. Okay, so this is why, like I said, you see kind of, you already heard about the Cassie and the Diddy situation. Like I said, eventually and Diddy is a strange case because Diddy is somehow manipulating energy. He manipulates energy via sacrifices. And usually the people around him have no idea what's going on. Okay? So that's how he's able to kind of that's how he's been able to kind of wiggle his way out of, you can say, karma, or that's how he can kind of wiggle his way out of certain shit compared to like R. Kelly. Okay, eventually, R. Kelly did not, okay, it's like a pendulum swing. You already know the universal law of the pendulum. What comes up must come down. When shit is good, but just how it's good times, it needs to be bad times. Now, the magician, your job is to make sure that you stay on the good times pendulum, on the pendulum of, I had a good time, I'm staying like this. It's similar to like lottery winners who never had a lot of money before. If because they're still in old habits, they experience the pendulum swing. lottery winners experience the pendulum of having a lot of money. Oh shit, I'm balling Lamborghinis, bad bitches, champagne, and then in a few years, they back to where they started. You know, they back to where they started with being broke again. Yes, Diddy is using Yung Miami's energy, because she is very. And I honestly, when you hear her talk, you can kind of see that they're both on the same vibration. So yeah, if I'm a billionaire, a millionaire, almost billionaire, pushing 50, and I need to cipher more energy, I'm going to use a young hot tenderoni. So he's definitely ciphering her energy, and maybe because he's ciphering her energy, all this shit with Cassie is starting to die down. I feel like if he didn't have her in her life, yeah, he would. Yeah, that shit probably would. I don't know. It would have probably went a lot worse. Okay, but eventually, like I said, I don't know if Diddy's actually transmuting to the point where all the fuck. It's like it's because that's how it worked. Like I can't explain it. Like whatever. It's like whatever you take, whatever you sacrifice, you have to put something back to avoid the karma. You feel what I'm saying? To avoid karma. To keep shit real good, you have to put it back. So the karma, you can say, so the debt can be repaid. So all the people that he started the record company with, all of them died. Bam, sacrifices. Biggie died, sacrifices. When Day 26 and Danny D. Kane, when they didn't work out, that was a sacrifice, because Day 26 and Danny D. Kane, they were huge. They were big in like 2007, 2008, 2009. They were really big. Sacrificed them niggas too. So I don't know if he's lucky or spirit is just allowing him to, I can say, rack up karma, because I'm gonna explain what karma is. Like eventually I'll make another video explaining what karma is. Or is he really putting back the energy that he's sacrificing? Because when it comes to magic and energy manipulation, whatever you ask for, you have to put back the equivalent of what you're asking for. So for example, okay, if I want let's say I want a house. Okay, a nice house. A house that's at least worth $300,000. A nice little home back in Michigan somewhere, because the real estate in Michigan is pretty decent. You can get a nice big home for $300,000 in Michigan. So if I'm doing a ritual to obtain that house, I have to give an offering that's equivalent to $3,000. Like I can't just put a glass of water and a candle and bam, expect it to show up. Like either you have to constantly do the ritual to where it is equivocal to that 300,000, or you might have to sacrifice somebody with a pure soul, and then that's equivalent or more to that 3,000. Yeah, that's really your two options. So if I want a house that's worth $3,000, I either would have to put in the energy to make it. I have to put in the energy consistently to the point where it equals $300,000, or I have to sacrifice either an animal or a person who is equivalent or more to that $300,000 if I want it instantly. Okay, this is why if you have a pure heart, okay, this is why if you are a light being or an earth angel, you have to be careful, because a lot of people have tried to sacrifice me. Okay, not in terms of actually physically killing me, but in terms of destiny. People have tried to destiny swipe with me. People have tried to turn me into a dark high priestess to where I'm unbalanced, and then they cipher my light, and then they cipher my light so it can go on them. You feel me? So you gotta really be careful, like, because people out here really destiny swiping. People can really destiny swipe with you because Even in the spirit world ain't on fairies and daisies. Just how it's fuck niggas down here in the physical world, it's fuck niggas up in the spiritual world who see you shining and see that you spiritually abundant. Because I know in the spirit world, I'm rich as fuck. This is why I stopped connecting to everybody in the 3D, in the 5D. Because in the 5D, I be trying to have a spiritual bond, but all the people in the 5D that I try to connect to, they tried to rob me of my riches. Okay, I got it back. Because in the 5D, I'm a Libra. Okay, so I got it back. So this is why I'm not connected to nobody on the 5-dimensional plane. We can dap it up. Hey, how you doing on the 3D? But in terms of bonding souls and actually connecting souls with other people on the 5D, I can't do it because each person I let try to connect to in the 5D, they've stolen from me. And they try to destiny swap with me. And they try to take my light and sacrifice me in hopes that I wouldn't climb out the hole that they dug for me, which I always climb out the hole. You feel me? I'm Plutonian. So I know how to, I'm a fluent in transmutation. When I tell you I am a fluent of taking energy that somebody's trying to throw at me and making it work for me, then now I'm 10 times bigger than what you tried to destroy me. Now you 10 times lower. So that's how I tell people, don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. Fucking around, find out. Because every enemy that I have slayed, it's like, you know how in the Aztecs, they used to take the blood of their enemies and wear it, or even the Vikings used to do that. They used to take the blood of their enemies and wear it like a badge. All the spiritual wars that I have fought, I wear it like a badge. Nigga, I'm a general. So spiritual warfare is my specialty. It's what I do. Stop fucking with me. I be telling people, stop fucking with me. So it's a lot going on in terms of celebrity culture. But like I said, celebrity culture is dying out. A lot of people built their fame and built their brand based on a false image. That's no longer working. Okay, so pay attention to celebrities who are actually really themselves. People, especially the black community don't like Sexy Red. But you gotta understand, Sexy Red is a representation of a certain demographic that is in Black America. So people are just like, oh, Sexy Red is ruining the reputation of Black America. But I'm in Atlanta. I can find 10 girls that act just like her. Okay, so it's not like she a plant and then she just, no. Bitches is out here ratchet, okay? And sometimes ratchet is fun. Okay, sometimes I don't want to be Sade every day. Sometimes I don't want to be Dolph every day. Sometimes I don't want to be a boss every day, taking niggas, bitches, and shitting on them with cars. Some days I just want to shake some ass. Okay, I just want to shake some ass and pop some coochie. Okay, so Sexy Red, she gets a lot of flack, but Sexy Red is just really being herself. She's really being herself. So this is why she's constantly being successful, because she's literally, no matter how you feel about her, she's being authentic. She's herself. And she doesn't represent all of the colors and the archetypes of Black Americans, but she does represent an actual archetype of Black Americans, which is the hood rat, the hood girls. Who don't like a hood rat here and there? Hood rats are fun. Now, can I hang around a hood rat 24/7? No, but the times I do, they're fun. And then people mad at her because, like I said, Black people have this obsession with white validation. Okay, like it's a program. I see it. Like, motherfuckers be so worried about how white people view them when white people study us. Okay, like even in our ignorance, in our lowest selves, these motherfuckers is copying us, and they kids is in love with our music. You see over there in the Asian countries, them Asians, them K-pop niggas, and now it's some Filipino girl that was on Twitter and she making some R&B that's clearly Black American inspired. People being mad, but at the same time use that as inspiration. Black Americans are the most unique group of people, and I'm gonna make a video about this, are the most unique group of people on the planet. Okay? And like I said, all our artists can go overseas and sell out shows and have millions and thousands and millions upon people at their concert. There is probably only one, and it's probably Adele. But there's probably Adele and Burna Boy. But other than probably Adele and Burna Boy, there is no other foreign artist that can come over here to America and have millions of people at their show. So that should tell you something. So even in our ignorance, baby, they follow us. So y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop that. Y'all need to stop worrying about. I wish Black Americans would stop worrying about what white people thought of them, because they, every time they trying to determine a new trend, they studying us of what we like. We are literally the trendsetters. Okay, the Africans follow us. Okay, the Asians follow us. Okay, even when you see little African culture, even the Afro beats, when they dress, who are they dressing like? They're dressing like East Coast, Midwest, sometimes a little bit of West Coast Black Americans, because we inspire the entertainment industry. Come on, somebody. Okay. So I really wish y'all would, people really stop being so concerned with white approval. Like, white approval. Yeah, Black people are easy to manipulate and control. Yeah. Like, yeah, I told y'all this before. Like, melanin is either a really deep sleep agent, or melanin could be the God particle. So it depends on the user. Okay, so melanin can either make you real sleep and make you real ignorant. But if you really apply yourself, melanin can make you a superhuman genius. Okay, so it really depends. And a lot of Black people are not using their melanin properly. A lot of Black people are not taking care of themselves. They smoking cigarettes every day. They drinking every day. And don't get me wrong, I like to smoke, I like to drink, but I keep it at a balance. I like to participate in the human experience. I like smoking and drinking. Okay, especially when it comes to drinking. I love when it comes to a drink, I'm gonna have one. I'm probably gonna be real drunk by the end of the day. Okay, but you know, a lot of them do not know who they are, and I'm starting to think that that's probably on purpose, because I think eventually, especially due to the gender wars, and due to kind of the Black American male not being at a financial standard to where he can sit at the table with Asian men, Arabic men, white men, and Jewish men, I think eventually the Black American population eventually not will decrease, but it'll be limited, because there are things in the Black American bloodline that are not completely our fault. Okay, due to Jim Crow and the Willie Lynch letter. Like I said, slavery fucked niggas up. Okay, slavery plays an imperative rule on why Black Americans act the way they do. Because like I said, slavery was not just I need you to work, and if you don't, I'm gonna beat you. Okay, they was experimenting on you. If you was a man and I'm your slave master, they would come and imagine a white man coming and fucking your husband in the ass in front of you and your kids. You know how humiliating and degrading that shit is? They would torture you. They would do experiments on you. They was taking babies and feeding them to alligators and shit. If you was a pregnant woman and that was your baby, if they selected you to do experiments on and cut your stomach open and do all types of shit and your guts all out and shit, they would do that. Okay, so it's a lot of shit that went on in slavery that we think is just, oh, I'm just whipping a nigga because, no, there are a lot of things in the Black American bloodline that most Black Americans are not taking care of, And so it's creating offspring who are doing nothing but enabling patterns that are not beneficial to the planet. Okay, so this is why, you know, sometimes in a racial marriages, in a racial thing, marriages is up. Okay, and you know, statistically, black women paired with white men have a higher success rate than black men paired with black women. White women. Okay, and I feel like in a way the divide is kind of necessary because if we keep producing the bloodline how it's being produced, it's not beneficial. Okay, even you hearing a lot of teachers are telling a lot of teachers are saying that this one lady was like, she teaches ballet, and a lot of these kids, these like the 90s babies and the 80s babies is having kids now, and it's some of the 2000s babies is having kids, and these teachers are saying these kids don't have no discipline. These kids don't have no discipline. These kids want to, you know, like I said, I fuck with Sexy Red, but shouldn't no 8-year-old be talking about can you turn on Pound Town instead of listen to ballet music? Okay, so we're starting to see, like, or you've been seeing them videos online how those teachers it was a day where the teachers dress up as the students and they act like the students, and do you see like their behavior, how they're emulating, you know, the new age of students now? Like, a lot of 80s, 90s, and 2000s parents are not properly having that balance of disciplining their kids. Because I understand you don't want to whoop your kids because you got whoopings, but at the same time you do need some type of structure and some type of discipline system to keep it in balance. Okay, so like I said, I think the Black American bloodline is eventually going to decrease because a lot of that trauma is still in the bloodline, and subconsciously a lot of Black Americans are acting it out and not doing anything about it. Okay, and you know, especially when it comes to Black American men. Okay, not all, because I don't want you Negroes in my comments talking about not all Black men. So if it don't apply, let it fly. Okay, so even in terms of Black American men culture, most Black American men, not all, are reluctant to financially provide. Okay, or most of these men, they want to be rappers. Okay, they're not really, most Black American men are not, basically they're not matching up to their Asian, white, and Arabic competitors. Let's just understand that. Okay, and like I said, before y'all say anything, oh, the white men put systems in place. Baby, my uncle makes 6 figures. I don't know if this nigga makes 7 figures. Okay, he's a Black man with a Black wife and Black kids. And a while ago, he was trying to tell me that, hey, I am a rare percentage of Black men who break a financial market. And if you want a man like me, it's going to be very hard to find. At that time, like I said, this is a Black man telling me this. This is my uncle telling me this. And at the time, it didn't register. I didn't want to believe it. But as I, you know, am in Atlanta, and Atlanta is like the heart of Black American culture, and I start to analyze my environment, I can kind of see that's kind of true. Okay. Now, am I saying it's all hope lost? No. But Black American men need other Black American men as leaders to get them to at least a certain demographic in which they can compete with their other racial competitors so they can be influential into the world. Because niggas be thinking that podcasts like anybody can go to freaking Circuit City and buy a pot and buy some microphones, a chair, and some headphones, bro. That's not being revolutionary. Like, Black Americans are discovering certain terms and philosophies, and they think that is revolutionary. It's just basic sociology. So I mean, it's good that a lot of people are getting more educated. Age of Aquarius, a lot of more information is coming out, but they thinking that basic sociology is. They think because they know basic sociology that they're philosophers. No, like, all the while you're on podcasts, and the Arabic and the white man and the Asian man, they're actually at the table making decisions that affect you, your bloodline, and your family. So you're not doing anything, okay? So, and most of that, I have to realize, even that program too, it's a lot I've been learning. I can't even condense it into, because my brain about to go into overload. But basically, if Black Americans don't get it together, it ain't gonna be good. Okay, especially the Black American male. Like I said, the woman in all cultures is going to be fine. Women are going to be fine. Okay. But males tend to have a different motivation for being on earth compared to women. And like I said, I recognize what it's like to be a man. I would hate to be a man. Being a man is hard. You'll never hear me say, like, the women that be like, oh, you're a man, you got it easier. Baby, you just really don't know. Okay, so I will give it that. I know being a man is very, very hard. But when you do overcome the obstacles that come with being a man, then that's when you get to talk your shit and pop your shit, okay? But a lot of dudes want to talk their shit and pop their shit, and they haven't overcome not only their inner nature, but they haven't also mastered their physical reality either, okay? Like, by building resources, so you can at least be in a social class to make decisions that influence the world, instead of getting on a podcast and think you're doing something, all the while the motherfuckers that's really at the table, making decisions is laughing at you. Hello, come on, somebody. So I know this gonna rub people the wrong way, but this is the reality. Okay, I don't enable delusions. I don't do that. Okay, I don't do that. So, like I said, if you got a problem with this, if I'm not talking to you, you shouldn't feel offended. Okay, and I don't understand why people do that. Like, when these men sometimes be on these podcasts, like, oh, the modern woman this and the modern woman that. I don't argue with that, because I know that ain't got shit to do with me. He ain't talking about me, because I don't put myself in that category. So if this offends you, and don't bring your monkey ass in my comments, clearly you're the one I'm talking about, okay? And a hit dog will holler, okay? You'll never see me in a space debating with motherfuckers who I feel like are saying things that are opposite of me. Why would I put on a shoe that don't fit me? It's retarded. So that's all I really gotta say. I'm about to go ahead and head on out of here, because I have things to do. I got a busy weekend today, honey. I'm in high demand, child. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure y'all eat good, sleep good. Don't tell your family about consciousness, because it's not gonna go the way that you think you do. Just let them be their Christian selves and love them as they are. Okay? So till next time, peace.